initial bit to get people aware about rental, that it's normal. It's not something that is only for a certain class of the society. It's for someone who can buy also but chooses to rent. It's cool. It's you save money. You will not even wear that outfit more than 3 times. So these
Right.
kind of messages putting across, we still get a lot of hate on social media for our prices, but
Is it
we are
is
not.
it too high or cheap?
Yeah, so I mean, if you are someone who can go and buy a lehenga for 3,000, then you are not our target audience, because
Right.
one, that is unsustainable polyester material made with hazardous dyes,
Mhm.
everything. That material has plastic in it. So I did do like 2 startups before this,
Wow.
that didn't do well at all. Like I had to leave them maybe 90% complete or something. I was very naive. I was young. I
Hmm.
didn't think about the revenue model that much. But my dad told me, he was like,
You're
think.
still young, You're 26. Come
Yeah.
on, you're making me feel old. I'm
So
31.
yeah, I tried those, but then when I reached where I had to start Kuro, then I kind of took a step back, saw
Mm.
whatever I did there, and then I kind of took
Learn
it.
from your mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what was the other two startups on?
They're very different. This thing. One was, you've heard of True Fan, right? Like where you can pay celebrities to give you wishes.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
about it. Yes.
So one was that I had
Wow.
completed. I invested in the app, and we got the app up and running, and then we realized you're not from the industry, so
Hmm.
we didn't have any
It takes.
connections to get stars who have a lot of nakras, if that's what they call it. And
Uh-huh.
then we just had the app and we never onboarded. We couldn't
Okay.
onboard any star, which we didn't think about before. And
That happens.
yeah, so we had everything ready, and then there was no person to give the wish. There were no stars. We were thinking of starting with 30, then we reduced our target to 20. Then we said, okay, let's start with 5 stars. We
Five.
couldn't do that also. And then we were like, it's not happening. So we need to
Mm-hmm.
stop it, where at least if you have the expertise, you have the connections, then to wait on and take it forward, it makes sense. I was not from a tech background. I had no idea what the developer was telling me about all the things. I just had to trust him blindly, because
I
if
know.
he said, I need this many hours to do these many things, I would say okay, because not like I can go and see what he's doing. And then the other one was, my entire family is passionate about poker. They play poker very
Wow.
passionately
Even
every
me.
day.
No,
Okay.
I don't play every day. I
Okay.
play once a week.
Okay, yeah. So they're very passionate about poker. So my dad and I, we worked on a poker app. Again, we did the front end, back end, UI, UX.
Poker bazi or
Yeah, something like that. And then I think my dad lost interest, so I lost the way.
the industry is very hard there, in terms
Yeah.
of
Mm.
the bots coming into picture. It's
Yeah,
it's
and
really
there's just a lot. Like when we were working on the screens, it I was like I learned a lot that time. Like every screen permutation combinations, like how to display those
how
screens.
will the user look at
Yeah,
it, when they are
exactly,
playing. Yeah.
exactly. And then my dad was also like, okay, he also lost interest. So I was like, okay, then
uh,
I,
now this is what you're invested in completely now,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
what was the biggest challenge? I mean, in the last almost 2 years right now, so
Mhm.
what was the challenging, was there any challenging moment that you would like to talk
Yeah,
about?
y- yeah. So a very important and hard part about our business is logistics. So
Hmm.
sending the outfit is easy. Getting it back is very expensive. So
Okay.
finding the right, we changed about 4 courier partners.
Wow.
Two we changed because they weren't working out. They were not picking it on time. There was
Hmm.
coordination issue, misplacing of outfits. One was working really well, but they said, sorry, it's too hard for us to do it.
Yeah.
So now finally, like, because it's a very time sensitive business. If you need to wear the
Yeah.
outfit on the 15th, you need to get it a day before for your mental peace.
Right,
That's
right.
very important to
And
us.
not day, I think a week before probably.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine. So again, it comes to branding. If you have a good brand name, then they will patiently wait
Right.
the day before because they trust us. That was pretty challenging, and in initial bit to get people aware about rental, that it's normal, it's not something that is only for a certain class of the society. It's for someone who can buy also but chooses to rent. It's cool. It's you save money. You will not even wear that outfit more than 3 times. So these
Right.
kind of messages putting across, we still get a lot of hate on social media for our prices, but
Is it
we are
is
not.
it too high or cheap?
Yeah, so I mean, if you are someone who can go and buy a lehenga for 3,000, then you are not our target audience, because
Right.
one, that is unsustainable polyester material made with hazardous dyes,
Hmm.
everything. That material has plastic in it, you know.
Right.
So we are not competing with you. So we get a lot of hate saying, "Oh, your rental is for 4,000. I'd rather buy a new outfit."
Right.
But
How they are not your target audience anyway,
they are
right?
not our target audience. People who go buy lehengas. Mostly now, all the lehengas are 30, 40,000 minimum if you want to buy a nice one.
Hmm.
And then you're getting it for 5,000. That mindset people are our target audience. So that was a challenge. Logistics was a challenge.
Hmm.
And then a few small things here and there, but we try to overcome
So
it.
have you automated this? Because let's say somebody, my friend has ordered, let's say for 15th of December. Okay.
Right.
Now you are about to get that lehenga back on, 10th of December. And
Hmm.
how do
Okay.
you manage that? Because you have to, send
Yes.
the same lehenga
Yeah.
to this one, and you need some amount of lead time out there, right? If
Yeah,
logistics does
definitely.
not work out, then do you
Definitely.
have some
So,
automation in place for that?
we don't
Or,
have an automation. We did look at a few, honestly speaking, I didn't look into it, but there were a few companies who came to us and said, we work with rental businesses. We'll make a software for you, and stuff like that. It was pretty enticing. It was really good, the software. Currently, we work crazily on Excels. So
Acha,
it's all about Excel, and it's all about, information on the Excel. And we have a dedicated person whose job is only to look
get that
into
done.
orders. Yeah, there's no scope of error. So
Acha.
I there that one person has to buy heart all the orders in a month. Like, if they sit in front of me, they should know which lehenga is going when on what date. Like, that's that person's job. And honestly, we've seen high volumes which we were able to tackle, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to be there for my team in season time to help them, like I'm with them for operations.
So
So
has it ever happened that some lehenga was about to go, had to go on a particular date and you could not deliver?
yeah, it is. So it was not our shortcoming as such. We used to
Hmm.
send it in time.
Hmm.
There's not been one incident where we have sent it or forgot to send it or not sent it on time.
Okay.
We always send it on. It's sometimes it's on the courier people. They'll be like, it's raining, गाड़ी टूट गई है,
Uh,
गाड़ी बंद हो गई है, वो काम
common.
नहीं किया. It's happened once or twice, but we take ownership. We refund. We
Okay.
apologize. We
Acha.
get all we
But somebody who's about to get married, and if you
yeah,
apologize,
that
that
it's
does
very
not
tough.
work, right?
It doesn't work. So that's the thing. So what we do in our system is, whatever the promise date is, we on our Excel sheet, we put the promise date one day before. To the
Okay.
courier people, we tell them one day before.
One day before.
So we amongst ourselves keep a one day buffer, and the team with the courier people keep a one day buffer. So
Okay.
2 day buffer. If the date is 15th, in our all our records, the date is 13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That
So
works
that's,
well.
again, we learned from our mistakes.
Acha. So it has happened. The customer probably,
Yeah.
called and,
Yeah. Yeah.
shouted, and,
Yeah.
that
So
that could
there
have
have
happened.
been times. So we work with the courier people. We worked with Touch would have been very sweet, where they've got the shop opened at 11 o'clock at night, and booked a Dunzo or a Rapido from the store to the person's village, which is 2 hours inside of the this thing. So they
Wow.
if they promised us, they do it, but then we were like, it cannot happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, once
Nice.
it must have happened, but then we realized we should set the system in place.
Nice. So in terms of, I would like to more go towards, your website, because
Right.
are you built on Shopify?
Yes.